The biggest misconception that I've run across in contact with Muslims is the misconception that Jews either do not worship the one absolute creator, that they are not actually really monotheistic, and two, that we believe that Ezra the scribe, is the son of Allah, or the son of the Almighty. This first misconception, that Jews do not worship the one absolute singular creator, and that we're somehow not monotheistic, ignores a number of pertinent facts. One, Jews are not all the same. Jews are extremely, extremely diverse in the modern era. The majority of Jews retain a belief in the one absolute creator. The main difference between before and after are over commandments that even within Islam aren't considered valid anymore with the coming of Muhammad. So, do Jews think that the Almighty has a body, or that He fills the world in all places like certain sects of Buddhism and Hinduism and many New Age groups? If you take a simple, just pick up a translation of any of the mainstream historical Jewish books on the issue, recognized by all the Jewish people historically, and you will find the opposite. Even before Muhammad, as the Quran itself testifies, Jews worshipped Allah. There were always individuals who go astray, and there were certain periods when many of the people went astray. Albeit in the Tanakh and the Bible, when the Jewish people would go astray, they didn't stop recognition of the Creator's absolute unity. Their going astray was in worshiping partners together with Him. That I'm pretty sure Muslims agree with, and possibly to your surprise, Jews historically also acknowledge, and we do not justify any of the Jews in the past or in the present who worship the Almighty with partners. The Almighty is not everywhere in any actual sense of the term, nor is He far off in the distance in the spatial sense. The truth is that the factors of time, space, location, dimension, size, change, all of these things, spatiality, they do not apply to He who created them. He who created them is not subject to them, unless we want to claim that the Creator is subject to His creation, which is completely absurd. And both in the Bible and the logical conclusion of this fact is that He obviously does not have any sons. So certainly Ezra, the scribe, cannot be His son, and never has that been a standard Jewish view, regardless of whether some unknown cult or whatever possibly thought of this in the past. Who knows? But don't attack any group according to beliefs that they don't even claim to have. And if you don't trust them enough to take their word on it when they say that they do not believe this, then if they ever decide to convert to Islam or Christianity or whatever religion it is that is falsely accusing them, how can you trust them once they convert, if they convert sincerely? You can't trust them. Take my word for it. Take the Creator's word for it. The testimony of His word, the Torah, the Tanakh, the Hebrew Bible, it is explicit that He does not have sons. He is not born, He doesn't give birth to, He doesn't have a father, mother, any relatives in any sense. He is not physical. It says in Hosea chapter 11 verse 9, Ki el onochi wero ish, for I am the venerable authority, God, and not a man. B'qirbacha kodesh, holy among you, the Holy One among you, Alright? But I will not enter a city. Now what does it mean that he's the Holy One among us, but he won't enter into a city? This is easily understood by one who, as he should be doing if he's wanting to quote the Tanakh, the Hebrew Bible, takes a careful look and studies carefully the entire Bible. You will find that the Bible and the writings of the prophets are often filled with figures of speech and metaphor. Just as in the Quran it says that he has a face and a hand, but far be it that the creator of the universe, who isn't subject to spatiality whatsoever, has an actual face and hand. In fact, King Solomon, when preparing to build the house of the Almighty, the temple in Yerushalayim, in Jerusalem, he acknowledged this fact. The Almighty doesn't need a house. He For indeed, would the venerable authority actually dwell with man on earth? For behold, the heavens, even the highest of heavens, do not contain you. How much less this house that I have built? So he acknowledges that the dwelling of the Almighty in the temple, or among the people of Israel, or anywhere else, is not at all in a literal sense. Far be it, for even the heavens of the heavens don't contain him. How much less anything contained within the heavens, our world, or a human body. So what does it mean that he dwells among us when the Bible speaks of him being among his people, or similar terminology? It merely means that the Almighty is giving special providence over a particular group of people, a special level of protection, or that he has made his name or his will especially known in that particular place or among that particular people, and that his knowledge fills all places. He knows what occurs in all places. All right? Not that his knowledge is physically everywhere, but he knows everything that occurs in all places at all times, and rules over all things at all times. But this is not to be confused with he himself. All right, I think I got on a tangent there. That's a major issue. That's what's very close to my heart and rooted in my mind, and the most essential reason why I left Christianity. And the main and most important thing within the faith of the people of Israel, and in the laws of Noah, which are binding upon all the peoples of the world. The next thing is a common misconception that Jews worship Ezra, the scribe, as the son of the Almighty, as the son of Allah. That's not really possible to believe if we think that the Creator is not subject to factors of creation, such as time, space, etc. Because having actual descendants or ancestors, fathers, sons, daughters, relatives in this sense, only applies to created things. It cannot apply to the only one, the absolute one, to whom none of these factors apply. So it's just a preposterous idea that Jews would worship any individual, whether Ezra or the one worshipped by Christians, as an actual son of the Almighty. In the Tanakh, in the Hebrew Bible, you will find that, just as in the Quran, figures of speech are often used, whether metaphor or analogies, in reference to our relationship, so to speak, with the Creator. For example, it says in the book of Proverbs that the Almighty disciplines those who He loves, just as a father disciplines his son. But this in no way, if one reads throughout the Hebrew Bible or reads throughout the book of Psalms, you will realize that this in no way implies an actual indication, an actual type of physical relationship whatsoever between the ones who the Almighty disciplines and He Himself. There's no relation whatsoever.